Hello, this video is brought to you by my supporters on Patreon and my members on YouTube. Minasan, arigatou gozaimasu. My name is Kurt, and this is my Good Life meditation exercise, something that I do each and every morning, a little bit after waking up. It's 4:46 a.m. today on the 12th day of December, 2023. I do this to remember my life objectives and principles, those which are outlined in my book, Going Alone. You can find a link to buy the book if you like down in the description. I do recommend the hardbound edition. I also use this time to think about the last 24 hours and how I did with the various challenges and opportunities that I met. I reflect on the coming day to prepare myself, and then I ready myself for death. But before I do any of that, I like to read a poem, and we're going to try again, maybe the last time, for May 23rd by Edward Thomas. May 23 is what it really is called. A lovely poem about encountering a man, an old man, by the road, and imagining the seasons and the days and the mystery of his soon absence. May 23. There never was a finer day, and never will be while May is May. The third, and not the last of its kind. But though fair and clear, the two behind seemed pursued by tempests overpast, and the morrow, with fear that it could not last, was spoiled. Today, ere the stones were warm, 5 minutes of thunderstorm dashed it with rain, as if to secure by one tear its beauty, the luck to endure. At midday, then, along the lane, old Jack Noman appeared again, jaunty and old, crooked and tall, and stopped and grinned at me over the wall, with a cowslip bunch in his buttonhole and one in his cap. Who could say if his roll came from flints in the road, the weather, or ale? He was welcome as the nightingale. Not an hour of the sun had been wasted on Jack. "I've got my Indian complexion back," said he. He was tanned like a harvester, like his short clay pipe, like the leaf and burr that clung to his coat from last night's bed, like the ploughland crumbling red. Fair flowers were none on the earth than his cowslips wet with the dew of their birth, or fresher leaves than the cress in his basket. "Where did they come from, Jack?" "Don't ask it, and you'll be told no lies." "Very well, then I can't buy." "I don't want to sell them. Take them. Take these flowers too, free." "Perhaps you have something to give me?" "Wait till next time. The better the day. The Lord couldn't make a better, I say. If he could, he never has done." So off went Jack with his roll, walk, run, leaving his cresses from Oakshott Rill and his cowslips from Weetham Hill. 'Twas the first day that the midges bit, but though they bit me, I was glad of it. Of the dust in my face, too, I was glad. Spring could do nothing to make me sad. Bluebills hid all the ruts in the copse. The elm seeds lay in the road like hops. That fine day, May the 23rd, the day Jack Noman disappeared. I really like that poem. Oops. All right. Last night and yesterday, I slept all right. A little worried. I was up in the middle of the night, pre-dawn, worried about next year. I laid out in my SharePoint site. I have a Microsoft account, and I have SharePoint, and I developed my whole project management methodology out there, so I can run projects on my own, not related to work. And I set up a project for the return to Japan, which I'm calling the Dragon Project, because Yumiko, Emily, and I are all dragons, and 2024 is the year of dragon. So I laid out the Dragon Project into a timeline, and I was like, geez, that's a lot of stuff that needs to happen. Complicated. Especially if I'm going to punctuate it at the end with my quitting my job, which Yumiko is emphatic that I will not remain. She doesn't want me to keep on working. So, but I keep telling myself, well, if I can't get it all done, I'll just keep working into 2025, and I will if I need to, because I have a lot to do in 2024, and it's scary. I'm a little bit nervous laying that out. It might have been easier to have done it in ignorance. I'll get her done. To the best of my ambition, right? You never know what might come and spoil or foil the plans. I'll try. Good day otherwise. Solid day of work. As much as work engaged me, it's a little bit different now. We're coming, kind of wrapping things up in a way. It feels that way. Miko has just 15 more Mondays to go. And her closure on the end feels so I can sympathetically enjoy it as well. And it has an effect on me. Like at work, I'm no longer building skills, no longer adding to my skill set, no longer striving to improve. The only skills that I'm seeking to improve upon, to build upon, are those which are transferable to everything in life. But my mainline work-related stuff, I'm disengaging from it. I'm working hard, but I'm just, I sit in meetings and I'm more disconnected now. I'm there, but with a very focused and narrow scope of what am I going to do in the next year to help these organizations, as I do as a project manager and an analyst. Don't think about it beyond that, though. Plans beyond 2024 don't interest me. All right, the Good Life Creed. 8 objectives, 35 principles are as follows. The 8 objectives are to be always ready to die, to make good and effective use of my time, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles, to cultivate good emotional reactions, to perform good actions, to recognize true limits and true opportunities, to do just one thing at a time, and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully, and to keep my balance. 35 principles. Let's see if I can do it without looking at the book. War, reason, homunculus, anchor hold, home of good and evil, purpose, atomic principle, principle of nature, the pirate ride. Boy, I've been working on that one a lot lately. Pirate ride. Oh, now I forgot where I was. Pirate ride. Oh, crud. I gotta look it up. But I've been working on. I've crossed the threshold. I've crossed a strange threshold. The principle of the pirate ride is the simple reflection that I don't believe that free will is a thing. Up until lately, I hadn't really figured it out, but I was suspicious that it wasn't a thing. So suspicious that I outlined it as a principle, which I could never quite believe. The strange thing is that I suddenly believe. I mean, not just believe it in a wannabe way. I believe it in a very sincere way. I've crossed the threshold where and I wasn't even trying. I wasn't like I was waking up every morning saying free will isn't real. Free will isn't real. Free will. I was never doing that. I was just like, I'm really suspicious that free will is not a thing. I'm going to put it as a principle because I really think that's the case. I can't prove it. In fact, in past videos, when I used to do a deep dive, I used to say that the pirate ride was where I applied faith. I had faith that free will wasn't real. Now, I think I've worked it out in my head. That's to the point that I'm convinced. I'll maybe save that for another video to describe how I did that. It was largely through study listening to other people talk about this important topic. But now I find myself believing it. Oh boy. I've never had anything like this. It would be, I guess it would be like becoming religious, right? I mean, it's like it's like a world-changing experience. Like, I remember when I became a Christian, when I gave my heart to Christ, I gave my life to Jesus. It was the same kind of feeling, kind of like a revolutionary thing. Now I wound up taking my heart back when I decided that Christianity wasn't true. But it feels the same now, hopping on board and actually believing that free will isn't real. What an interesting thing, what an interesting experience it is. I have a lot to talk about. Maybe I'll talk about that more when I get in Japan, but maybe I should talk about it more just in case I never get there, right? Okay, let's carry on. After the pirate right comes maturity, social principle, the principle of family. I'll just follow along in the book here for another day. Public speaking, temperance, life will not go well. The horror show, that which must be born. The feast of offal. This looks so nice. It's so well laid out. The principle of distraction. Agency and the great indifference. The best seat in the house. The restless man. The path of wildness. The great life adventure. The risk of avoiding risk. Sin and damnation. Complete oblivion. The season of philosophy. Script writing, the bullseye aim, the uphill climb, arena and utility, nothing is enough, and the principle of fun and being ready. Oh my gosh, this really looks good. I've worked so hard over so many years. It took me 3 years to write this book, and I've been editing it for more than 5 years. I think I finally reached the point it's really done. But I'm very pleased with the formatting and the layout. I mean, every single page in the book was carefully curated and planned so that it not just laid out the content in the right order, especially that chapter, but with nice formatting, so it was attractive on the eye, with good margins and space between. And there was just a lot of work. I'm glad I got it done before AI arrived, so that I can have that done. Because I tend to not commingle AI in my own work, except in my YouTube video descriptions. It's becoming a real amalgamated mess there. I don't mind. I'm wandering off the path. I get back, Kurt. Okay. For today, it's a day of work. It's a Tuesday. I think I'm going to go into the office. There's an important meeting from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock that I'd like to attend. So I think I'll start the day off here. I'll go have my lunch break, maybe make a quick trip to the beach for a swim at lunchtime, and then I'll head off to the office and attend that 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock meeting, and then I'll come home, be with my family. Am I ready to die? My affairs are definitely in order, especially now that Yumiko found all the bank information. Yes, good job, Yumiko. Our bank account, hopefully the account's still there. My relationships are sound, and my life's work is definitely complete. Oh, I finished writing and publishing yesterday, or day before yesterday, Choosing Your Path, my second AI book, AI written book, and edited by me. It's out there on Amazon now. So that's 2 AI titles out there. So yeah, and it's all, well, I mean, sure, I could work on The Good Life, the book, but it's the deeper dive into the Good Life Creed. It's largely written, but man, that's going to be like 5 years of editing. Good task to do when I get back to Japan. I'll stop now, and I'll wish you all the best. Be safe, but not too safe. Take care. I will move forward and up. I will rarely stop, and I will never